it just shows you that the work matters, that digital divide is real, and closing it definitely can change lives.
We can provide them a laptop for doing something worthwhile, getting a job, getting housing, changing their life.
You got to hear their story, a little bit about the why they do what they do, and the impact that they have with taking folks off the streets.
They're here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, helping other veteran organizations come together to serve our veterans better and their families.
Operation Texas was kind of a genesis of the work that we've done up here in the Wisconsin community, making sure that we're working diligently with Taskforce Uplift to close the digital divide. We got laptops out in the Center for Veterans Issues, Milwaukee Homeless Veterans Initiative, Wisconsin's VetNet, got some out to some students over at the UW Milwaukee system, Revitalize Milwaukee. So we got a really good disbursement of laptops out there. With the connections and the partnership we have at organizations like Kohl's, the laptops continue to come because we've got that really solid connection with pulling the laptops off the front lines, the refresh process. And then what do we do with them? Rather than throw them in the landfill or pay to have them disposed of, let's get those things redeployed. So this year for Veterans Day, we worked with Kohl's, our IT team, and a bunch of volunteers at Kohl's Corporate to pull a bunch of laptops off the front lines, combine them with some of the existing inventory that we had to get out for the veteran community. And we tallied up 465 laptops. The process is take them off the front lines, wipe all the corporate material off of them, install a fresh operating system, make sure they're physically cleaned, and then we have volunteer events to package them up and box them up and get them ready to go. I do business with a company down in Texas, and getting a little bit integrated down in the community, you can still see that there's a strong need for technology outside of just the state of Wisconsin. And we can do a little bit more to give back and close that digital divide outside the area that we currently live. So realizing that there was that gap, came up with the idea that, hey, why don't we, there's a lot of military bases down in Texas, how about we rally up the laptops this year and we do something fun. We do a road trip and we get these back out into the hands of vets that need them outside of the Wisconsin community. So realizing the business was in El Paso, Texas, the idea was, hey, let's tap into a store location of Kohl's down in El Paso. That can be our staging area, and from there we can hit Fort Bliss, we could hit Fort Sam in San Antonio, we could hit Austin or Fort Cavazos and a little bit further north, and then wrap things up at Fort Worth in Dallas. So that was really the idea. How many laptops do we have ready to go? We weren't really sure, but it turned out to be 465 laptops. So we got the volunteer event knocked out, got them all put on a pallet, took some fun pictures, and sent them on their way via freight down to El Paso. My friend Brian with VetBizTV, Adam Wickersham over at UW Milwaukee, a couple of my battle buddies out there from the get-go with Taskforce Uplift. They were gracious enough to volunteer their time, their resources, and their talents to jump on a plane from Wisconsin and head down to El Paso. first stop was at the American GI Forum in El Paso, Texas. So we loaded up the U-Haul, got our coffees, and shot over there. We were greeted by just an amazing conglomerate of local support organizations. We had the American GI Forum, we had Kohl's volunteers, we had El Paso Water Utility there, we had representatives from El Paso County, we had representatives from the city of El Paso, we had Elks, we had the Veterans Affairs. So just this large group of positive people coming together to graciously welcome us. The spirit and the positivity of this organization coming together and realizing what impact that those laptops would have on their community, it was quite inspirational. So we pulled into San Antonio. We were graciously greeted by Sergio Dickerson and his team at the San Antonio American GI Forum location, and another very welcoming community. We got to pull the laptops out of the car, got to meet a couple of the laptop recipients. We got to hear their story and the impact those laptops are going to have for them. So Sergio did a really great job with bringing some of the female veterans that were going to be recipients. And that was just like cherry on the cake, because oftentimes with what we do at Taskforce Uplift, we're providing product to the folks in the front lines that are interacting directly with the veterans and the veteran families in need. And we don't really get to see the impact that the donation will have. In this case, we actually got to meet a couple of the recipients and their stories. It just shows you that the work matters, that digital divide is real, and closing it definitely can change lives. And seeing that firsthand, thanks to Sergio, was just another awesome component, a piece of the trip that I wasn't expecting.
Your team and also the Kohl's team for being here in San Antonio, donating these laptops to our veterans. It's really something that we appreciate, because what this does is it shows us that we can provide a service to the veteran, something outside of their normal job, mental health, employment, that we do now, housing. We can provide them a laptop for doing something worthwhile, getting a job, getting housing, changing their life, and this provides us that incentive that we need to give back to our community, give back to veterans, and make them productive members of this community. So thank you all for what you do, for the money you raise to provide these laptops, and for the work that you do for veterans. Thank you very much, all of you.
Sergio also gave us a tour of the grounds at San Antonio, the temporary housing, the permanent housing, a brand new project that they had with renovating a hotel complex for transitioning homeless veterans in need. He talked to us about some of the needs they had, the impact they're making on the San Antonio community, and just a really awesome experience thanks to Sergio. So salute to him, his team, and all the volunteers that are out there making a difference in the San Antonio community. So the next day after we woke up, we said goodbye to Alamo and we shot up to Austin, Texas. And in Austin, we stopped in at the American GI Forum location there, and we were greeted by Anthony Martinez with American Veterans Mission, and Marcelo, who runs the show there in Austin. Another gracious welcome. We got to meet the entire staff, take a tour of their facility, and learn a little bit more about the impact they were having. So that was an opportunity to actually give laptops to the American GI Forum location in Austin, but also to help out our buddy Tony over there, America's Veterans Mission. What Tony did is he brought those 50 laptops to a veteran event that he put together, and he handed those out to a bunch of veterans that were in need and attended Texas A&M University. So I'm pretty sure those 50 laptops flew off the shelf like hotcakes. Saw some pictures of the event, looked like it was a pretty good success. And good luck to all of those veterans or those transitioning military service folks that were heading to Texas A&M and put those laptops to use. Close things off, we shut up the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where we were greeted with a team there. We didn't get to take a tour of the facility because they just recently acquired that facility, and they had renovations going on. But it had representatives from both Dallas and the Fort Worth location, and we dropped off a total of 135 laptops to both those organizations to get out there on the front lines. Got to meet the wonderful staff, but just shows the spirit of the folks that are working on the front lines. It's not about money. It's about a labor of love. Give it back to the community. And every person that we've met, not only from the Dallas and Fort Worth locations, but everybody in this journey, you got to hear their story, a little bit about the why they do what they do, and the impact that they have with taking folks off the streets, getting them food, shelter from the storm, getting them their dignity restored through transitional housing, moving on to permanent housing if that's where they need to be. But if not, get them transitioned back out there in the real world, ready to take on those jobs. I mean, I saw the interview clothes that they had for males and females, the different assets they had to take care of their families and the kids that come in there. Just another humbling experience going to each one of these locations and learn a little bit more about the magic that really happens and the people that care so deeply about the military community, whether they served or didn't. It was very impactful for me personally. If you guys need help, guys, gals out there that are interested in getting involved in helping close the digital divide in your respective community, Taskforce Uplift is always one phone call away, one text message, one note. We're right here. We have been out there. We do know how to get the job done. We do know how to link in with corporations. We do know how to set this program up and get it moving. It's all volunteer driven. The money that we bring in, 100% of every dollar we raise goes back into buying new laptops for the kids. The idea of buying new laptops for kids, they've got access to the technology while they're at school, but when they leave school, they don't have that computer at home. They might not even have internet connectivity. They're falling behind their competition that has access to that at home. So the money we raise will always be given right back into those laptops given to veteran children. They'll use laptops, they're right there in their own backyard. So pick up the phone, give me a call, happy to help out. We'll help you get those dots connected and get your program up and running. The corporations inside of these communities, you have the laptops, you have the technology, you have the cell phones, you're going through technical refresh processes. Get engaged, get plugged in, and create your own idea of Taskforce Uplift right there in your own backyard. Rather than having a company come pick up the laptops, have a fundraiser event where you get volunteers to take the computers off the front line, wipe them, make sure all the corporate information is off, physically clean them, put a new operating system on there, make sure they're functioning, get them boxed up, and get them delivered right there in your own backyard, in your own community. Taskforce Uplift is right there in your own backyard. It's just a thing. We can do that thing together just by setting the example, just by creating the process and the framework to enable the local communities to leverage the economics, to leverage the products they already have in their own backyard to take care of some of these folks in need. I want to give a special shout out and thanks to the Coles corporate team, their veteran ERG team, Employee Resource Group, Heidi Herta specifically. That girl's an angel in disguise out there, walking amongst us mere mortals. Her efforts, her coordination, her love with the military community and everything that she does to rally the resources with this particular event, the laptops, getting that stage, getting it ready to go, helping them with the shipping, crossing the T's, dotting I's, making sure they all got down there safe and sound, getting the local community, Coles community volunteers engaged at every location, every stop. Salute to Coles, salute to Heidi. They're really difference makers behind the scenes, and I love getting together with them, showing up with a fresh batch of Taskforce Uplift stickers and sticking on those laptops, and just the camaraderie and being in the presence of all that energy, knowing that they're making a difference. So special shout out and salute to them. VetBizTV, if it weren't for them, you wouldn't be seeing this pretty face on camera. Brian, the guy behind the camera, who was always there, always giving back to the military community, never asked for anything in return. He's just always out there selflessly giving back and giving veterans their voice and helping them make that impact. It's very special to me. And not only to have him along on the ride, but just being a part of the journey from the get-go. He's just always there. I pick up the phone with these crazy ideas. He never says no. And that continues on into another one of the guys I want to give a shout out to, Adam Wickersham. These guys must have been dropped on their head as a child or something, because every time I pick up the phone, these guys either have nothing to do or too much to do or not enough. I'm not really sure, but they always show up. They always show up, and the selflessness of the nature of both of these human beings helps make this world spin, sets the example for other veterans that are standing on the sidelines that could be doing a little bit more. Get involved, get engaged. They inspire other corporations, other companies to get off the sidelines, get involved, get engaged. And when you start to look at the impact that these gentlemen have out there in the military community, they inspire me to go a little bit further when you're tired, to give back a little bit more time. You just make it happen, and I really appreciate having these guys along for the entire journey.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this one, check out these videos right over here, and we'll see you in the next video.